Welcome back to another episode of the Guide Life, and welcome back to winter as well. It's a lot more white than the last time we filmed. Everything was more gray. We got, I don't know, probably 6 inches of snow last night. It's minus 30 right now. It actually doesn't feel bad though, the sun's out, so I'm not like freezing. Obviously, with all the snow, I'm gonna have to plow today. So that's what today's episode is gonna be about. I'm gonna hook the plow onto the truck. I'm gonna show you how I like to do that, and I'm gonna try and get some really cool footage with a drone of me doing it. So I'll see you out there. Okay, so we're all hooked up. When you attach the cords, which is really easy to do when it's all frozen. Did I mention it's minus 30 right now? Okay. Now that that's set, it's going to be able to tell it to do what it needs to do. So all I have to do now is press this in. That's spring loaded, ready to go. Do it to the other side. Okay. Now on the remote in here, I just have to turn this on, hold it down for 3 seconds. If it turns red, that means we're ready. And hopefully, when I press this button, it comes down. And now we're hooked up. So that one locked in. This one's locked in. I just have to turn the lights on inside to the plow mode, which is right there. And now we are good. We're good to go. Okay, I'll see you on the lake.
Hey, yeah, let's see how you do under pressure. Oh, yeah, I've been wanting this shit forever. I've been in the field with whatever they throw at me. Brush it off, pick myself up, moving on to the better.
Okay, so we're on the lake now. If you notice, I've actually done quite a bit. I've been doing this for about 5 hours now, and it's quite a long road that I've plowed. And what I did was, when I got on the ice, I put this bed sheet on, because what ends up happening is a lot of the snow, this doesn't do a whole lot, it just comes right over the top. And a lot of this ice that's on that bed sheet will go straight into my grill. And then also my air intake is conveniently located in the seam between the hood and the grill. So it likes to take a lot of that to the face. And then the truck doesn't like to run too well when I'm plowing the long distance stuff. So I've got the long distance stuff kind of where I want it now, good enough anyways. And now I'm just gonna do a couple lots to the ice castle. So it's really short, it's only about 150 yards. And I don't have to go fast and snow doesn't go flying everywhere. So I'll show you kind of what I do and the strategy I use to do it the most effectively and the most efficiently. And I'll also show you how this sucker works too. First, we're going to take this off. This is just a fitted bed sheet. If you have a plow and you have issues with your truck getting gummed up with snow, Just a double-sized fitted bed sheet. Saves you a lot of issues. Oh, it's windy. It's a windy one. And so all the crap that was stuck on there, if I didn't use it, would be stuck in here, and now we're free and clear from everything. It's perfect. So I'm going to set up another camera to try and give you a bit of a better view of what we're going to be doing. But before that, I'll show you the remote for this thing. So this fancy remote, it's got 5 buttons on it. If I turn it on, that puts it down. This button pushes it up. This one moves the wing out. This one moves the other wing out. Then these two bring them back in. So you can configure it any way you want. This is the most common position I use it in, having the wing out. You can do it on either side depending on which way the wind's blowing, so you get all the snow that you're pushing blowing away from you. But you can also use it as scoop mode, so you can make big piles of snow. And then my favorite, and why V-Plow is so valuable, is when you have it just in the set position like this and you put it down as a V, you can cut through anything. You could pretty well run right through a concrete building with this thing in the V mode. So it's really nice to be able to cut new trails across the lake, especially when we have a ton of snow. Right now, we don't have a ton of snow. We have a medium amount of snow, but it's still great. For example, cutting through this bank is going to make a big difference in being able to get through that. So like I said, I'm going to set up another camera, give you guys a good angle looking right at the snowplow. I'll explain a little bit about the strategies of what I'm doing to push the snow away in the most efficient way. Because if you don't come into it with the strategy, you end up just pushing it all over the place. It doesn't look good, and it takes you 10 times as long. So I'll explain my strategy, show you a little bit how the plow works, and then I'm going to go home and see my wife and kids. So right now you have a point of view of the front of my truck. Now you can see where the road should be is where these 2 stakes are. Right in the middle of this is where I'm going to make the road. And then the 2 stakes leading further to that, to the castle just behind it. And then I'm going to follow the other stakes leading up to the castle. And so what I'm going to do is I'm going to plow the first road all pushing to the left. So I'm trying to push the snow away from the truck. So I'm going to take my remote and push it all this way. So once I get all the snow away from the castle on the left side of it, what I'll do is I'll then plow another small driveway that shoots to the right, that goes right in front of the door, so everybody can pull their vehicles up right in front of it. But then I'm also going to make sure that in front of where the hitch of the trailer is all free of snow too, so that I can hook up to it and move it really easily when I need to do that, whether that be in a couple days or a couple weeks. I like to push it quite a ways away from where the shack is, just because when you stop, you're always left with a bank like that, and you want the weight of that to be far away from where the shack is, because if it's too close, it'll weigh down, and then sometimes these banks will crack the ice, and then water will come up. Not that it's going to sink anything, but you don't want it to, that water that comes up, to touch your shack, because it might freeze it in. And so when I'm only plowing a short way like this, most of the time I'm just going to push it the one way and then back up to the start. The reason for that is that if I were to turn around at the end, it makes it look really ugly. And then as I'm pushing it back this way, I just end up pushing snow into this road, which you don't want, because then you have to come back and clean it up again. So this way I only have to make 4 or 5 passes this way. It's super clean the entire way in. And then when I'm done that, I'll clear out in front of the door. I'm just gonna show. Okay, so 4. I'm gonna turn the blade to the other side. I'm going to turn around so you can see the drift that's in front of the door. It's pretty high. Like, it's probably 2.5, 3 feet. It's probably 3 feet high. I don't know if you can see the garbage can that's right in front of the shack or not, but that snow drift is almost as high. And I would say that garbage can's about 3 feet high. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to make this driveway a lot wider. So I'm going to start the furthest away, pushing it away from the shack, just to give myself something to go off of. And so now I have a reference point of where I want this lot to be. What that also does is it helps, because that snow drift is so big, this truck and the plow is going to have a really hard time after a couple of swipes pushing the entire weight of all of that over. So now that I have my reference point, I'm going to come down somewhere in the middle here and just cut it right in half. And now that it's cut in half, I'm going to back up and I'm going to push all of this snow over to where I want it on the other side. Because you wouldn't really think it, but it's amazing how heavy snow is. snow weighs. You wouldn't think it weighs that much, but my truck weighs about 10,000 pounds. And snow sometimes. What'll end up happening is it's going to most likely crack off about a foot or two in front of it, and then the weight of the snow will push So when you're plowing long distance, you want to avoid having as much of the snow come up over in your grill as possible. So probably the best way to do that is to limit your speed. That being said, you don't throw it nearly as far when you're going slower, so banks tend to get a lot higher. Okay, well, I hope you didn't find that too boring. If you're watching still, I guess that means you haven't. Winter's finally winding down now. We're almost into March. This is our last big snowfall of the year. I think this is the last time I'm gonna be able to pull the plow out. So I figured I'd do something with it at least and show you guys a little bit about what that's all about. This is probably the thing I spend the most time doing as far as my job goes in the wintertime, is just plowing ice roads. A lot of it's really repetitive, a lot of it's really boring, although it is pretty satisfying. But like I said, it probably is the biggest part of what I do, and I wanted to share that with you guys. Just so you guys understand, you know, I spend all day just out here in my truck, pushing snow, doing my thing. So the next time it snows, you guys can think about me. I'm gonna be out here doing this. But I'm excited because spring is coming. Winter's been great, but I like spring. I like spring and summer a lot. So I'm really looking forward to that. We're gonna start to do some different things around here. It's gonna be a little bit less ice fishing, a little bit more open water fishing, a little more, you know, walking around in the woods, doing some stuff there. Some less warm clothes, which I'm all for, and some just overall better weather. So I'm looking forward to that. Still have a couple weeks left in the ice fishing season. But for everybody that has come up this year and will still be coming up for the rest of the year, it means so much to me for you guys to come up from wherever you come from. I have a lot of people come from, you know, 20, 24 hours away. They drive the whole way. Some people fly. Different countries. It's pretty humbling. So thanks to everybody that comes. You really make my whole year. And I can't wait to see you again next year. We've got a lot of big plans. We got some things coming up, so stay tuned for that, and I will catch you at the next one.
Yeah, let's see how you do under pressure. Yeah, I've been wanting this shit forever. I've been in the field with whatever they throw at me. Brush it off, pick myself up, moving on to the better. Okay. Hey. Yeah, ain't no errors, baby. It's a new era. I wake up early, feeling rich like I'm Kesha. I get to the paper.